Hello guys, Stephen here again from Sycamore Cleaning and Clearance in Norwich, Norfolk, UK. We're back with a fresh whole pot of Boddenham's coffee. Yes, just what I put a straw in it. This is my second video, all done in the same day. I realised my first video was maybe getting a bit long, so decided to cut it around about the hour point. But yeah, dishwasher loaded. Got an hour before the two boys come back from high school. So yeah, I thought I'd get on with part two of the video. In the previous video, I kind of mentioned about what we do. We run our own house clearance and cleaning business in Norwich, Norfolk. We get items given to us, basically. What we do is we go around with the intention to quote a customer for a price for a clearance, and then any items that we consider of value, we then knock off the price from the clearance, so it reduces the price for the customer. We then bring items home which would have otherwise gone into a bin or a skip, or another house clearance company would have done the same thing, just binned it, but we try and give things a new life by reselling and flipping items. That's what we do. We also do a lot of charity shop donations as well, which I mentioned in the previous video as well. So yeah, I won't go on about that. That's what we do. We get things, we flip it for profit, and we donate to charity. So that's what we do. Save items gone from landfill. That's what we're passionate about. So yeah, I briefly touched on the previous video that we also go to auctions as well. So any items that we buy out of our, buy ourselves, we then try and flip on for profit as well. So big shout out again to Nick and Andrea, retro reseller, and then also one person I forgot to mention was Sal and Dan as well. He's been a little cherub the last few months as well. So yeah, learned a lot of information from them, and also Gold State Picker, who's based in the US. So obviously I operate slightly different to how we do here in the UK. But nevertheless, they give valuable content, which I've took on board. You should too, if you're looking to get into this, or if you're already into it. I'm sure you understand that every day is a learning day. So here we are with a few more items that we picked up from auction, which I've not actually got around to listing yet. And I'll give you a tour in a minute around my, what was a home. It's really turned into I wouldn't say a junk shop. It's turned into pretty much a home-based shop at the moment. So yeah, like I say, I've had this idea of getting a few YouTube videos out for several weeks, if not a few months now, but just never got around to it. You know, we run our own cleaning business, clearance business. I'd run my own website, do my own accounts, got two children at high school, and I've got my older son as well, who's recently joined the Royal Navy as well. So here's a picture of him, dead proud of him. He was actually one of the sailors or submariners for the Queen's funeral. So yeah, my oldest son, he's now away doing a bit of training and what have you for the Royal Navy. So won't mention too much more about him. So yeah, I should only say that once. But yeah, dead proud of them. So a lot going on in our lives, trying to keep a lot of people happy, and trying to get this business, along with our other businesses, off the ground. So yeah, like I say, we managed to get a rare chance to actually go out and pick up a few items that I'd done last Tuesday. I think for a live auction, maybe spent a bit too much than I thought, but got £144 worth of stuff, which I did mention, but never really got around to showing in the video, so I feared it was getting too long. So this is a few items that we picked up from Keys Auction in Norfolk through their online bidding platform website. So first up we had, it was mainly George again from Retro Reselling. He sort of pointed us in that direction. I'm a few years older than George, I will just say. I was born when video recorders were around and popular and cost you 800 quid to buy one, and you were quite fancy if you had a VCR in your house. And then it got to a point where they just died. Who wanted a VCR anymore when you had DVD players? So yeah, shout out to George for bringing it to my attention that these things do actually make quite a bit of money still. So when I saw a few of these VCRs come up on auction, I had George in my mind and thought, well, let's see how they go. So I was really dead pleased with the food that we picked up. You have to excuse me because I'm literally surrounded by my feet down here with things that we got. So we'll just add that we've tested these already. So the first two I'll show you don't actually have remote controls. But this is a nice Sony, which is obviously a good brand. Smart engine, just needs a bit of dust and a polish up. But I tested it last night. One of the things you might come stuck on is most modern TVs these days don't have a SCART lead input. So you can probably see on the back here. So this is what a SCART plug looked like for anyone who doesn't know. Anyone probably above the age of 25, 30 would, yeah, probably remember them. Anyone younger might not know what a SCART lead is. So that's what SCART lead is. Notice it doesn't have an HDMI port, so trying to get to test one of these on a modern TV won't work. So what I done was I went onto Amazon and I bought a SCART to HDMI converter. I'll put a link down below in the video description, and so you can actually buy one of these. I think it only worked out a tenner, so really pleased that I was able to get that on Prime as well. So it's like delivered the next day. Plugged the SCART into the back of this. The other end of the SCART went into the converter, and then the converter itself has another wire that comes out which goes into your HDMI plug. And also it's just worth noting that it requires its own power as well. So on my TV I've actually got like a USB lead which you plug in, and then there's another little RAN plug, like a 5 DC thing, that goes into the back of the converter. So yeah, that was able to get me testing the video. So all played absolutely well. Fast forward, rewind, records, plays absolutely fine. So yeah, picked up one of these. So quite pleased with that. I'll just find out what the price was that I paid for it, because I've got a few notes down here. This is my keys invoice. There's a few bits which I'll just reel off on here. So that was a Sony VCR. Well, it doesn't actually mention it on there, so I've got a free kettle of all things with that. So yeah, probably can't see it on there, but got a yeah, video recorder and kettle, which was a whole £5 plus fees of £1.32. So that meant I got the video recorder for £1.32, £6.32 even. I'll look at the charges there. So I got a kettle which probably isn't much good. That'll go. It was a good kettle. It's a nice clean kettle. Had pretty much no use, but I've got about 4 already. I don't need another kettle, so that'll either go to Leeway. If they can take electronics, that is. Normally I take cutlery, plates and them sort of things that I explained in the other video. So if they don't have it, it'll go to a charity shop, another donation to them. But £6.32 is what we paid for that. Something I should have maybe looked for was it didn't actually have a remote control. So bit gutted on that side, but you know, I didn't want to just go out and buy a remote control in case it didn't work. So I tested it first, made sure it all worked, and thankfully for that particular model on eBay, you can buy the remote control for around about £8. So it might be one of you resellers actually I might be getting that remote control from. So yeah, £8. So it's going to work out about 14 quid, I think, for the video recorder. So I might have paid maybe a little bit more, you know, in the end, because it didn't have a remote control. Slight risk to it, obviously buying from an auction. You never know whether these things are working. So at the time I thought, well, £6 quid, that's buy if you broke, or if it's broken prices kind of thing. I thought someone would pick up for spares, and I'd at least maybe make double what I paid for it. But yeah, thankfully it works, so I'll be pleased with that one. So that's a job for later on this evening once the video is done. It's just to order another remote control for that, and I'll then get that pictured and put online. But for this particular model, which was a Sony Smart Engine SLV SE740, well, you can see it there, back to front on the camera. But yeah, managed to track the model down and a remote control for it. And from what I can see online, this is going for about £39.99. Yeah, it's about 40 to 50 pounds kind of touch. So we'll see how we get on. It's not listed yet, but hopefully during the next couple of days I'll get this VCR online, get that sold in the next few weeks. I'll do another video for when it does sell, let you know how I got on it. Then the next video, or video and DVD player, which is maybe a bit more of a risky one. Again, this came from Keys Auction. This is a Samsung SV DVD 30. Again, same stupid mistake, no remote control. But again, on eBay, good old eBay, you can pick the remote controls up for, I think it was either £6 to £8 for this one. So yeah. Again, fully tested, and even Keys do pat testing to make sure that they're electronically safe as well before you buy it. So that's, you know, another little thrown in bargain if you like. Most things cost about £5 to have pat tested in the first place. Same problem again, SCART lead only, obviously no HDMI because it wasn't invented in the time or back in them days. So that's where my converter, HDMI converter, which again I'll put the link in the description below, that came in handy to then test this. So yeah, put Top Gun video on this the other night, fully working again. Obviously typical VCR quality, which is why they brought the DVDs out to get better quality. Again, a bit risky. Was the laser going to work? Was the motor going to spin? Thankfully, everything worked on this. It's not a record from video to DVD, unfortunately. But yeah, it's fully working, both sides. So really pleased with that little pickup. Again, this goes for about 70 quid online for this particular model. So, you know, with a remote control, that is. From what I can see from items that are previously sold on eBay, it's maybe a good idea, obviously same with all video recorders, is to show it actually working. So take a picture of your TV with this actually playing. Sometimes videos or videoing your video recorder actually working can just give you that extra little bit of cash. So for the sake of a 2-minute long video, you could put another £10 on it. So, you know, it's like £5 a minute. Can you get a job where you get £5 per minute? So yeah, little handy pickup. But even if it's 50, 70 quid, 75 quid for this, I'll probably start at 75 and then work my way down. Because yeah, that seems a pretty standard price from previous items that are sold. So, you know, the other video, 40, 50, this one anywhere between 50 and 70. There's £100 here, potentially a bit more. Obviously got your fees and postage maybe to come out of that still, but you know, you're going to end up with maybe 80, 100 quid still, depending on what I get for each of these videos. Again, I didn't pay too much for that one. That was 12 quid. With a bit of fees on it, £3. So 15 quid for a Samsung DVD player and video player, which I'm hoping to get, yeah, like I say, anywhere between 50 and 75 for. So I've easily made double my money, triple my money on that one. So yeah, fully working, pleased with that one. Next one is another Sony video recorder. This one's a black one, maybe slightly more modern, or modern looking anyway. So obviously being Sony again is a good brand, recognisable brand. This one's an SLV SE700. Smart engine again. So these ones sound like an aircraft taken off when these rewind. It's very quick and responsive. But this one I actually picked up off Gumtree of all places. Before I bought them ones from auction. So it's more a case of, yeah, when this was sort of flagged up on George's one of George's videos, I was like, well, let's have a quick butchers and see what's on Gumtree. People advertise them for £40–50 for VCRs on Gumtree. This one just stuck out 15 quid. So about 4 miles down the road, offered her £10 online. She accepted it, so I went out and drove out there to her. Again, Scott. So buying that adapter has become like a really good thing to buy, you know, for future use, as well as these 3 video recorders, to be able to test them and make sure they're all right. So you know, this one I was able to see working when I got round the lady's house. She just happened to pick up a brand new one. This one was surplus requirements, so she was happy to accept a tenner for that one, which also come with a remote control. Got one this time, so that was a pretty good bargain, I think. £10 and the remote control with it. Online 40–50 quid touch for a Sony. So you know, we're looking, if I was to get 70 for the DVD and video, 50 for the other one, we're looking at 120. Then we look at this black Sony one I just showed you, so we could get 50 for that. You're looking, what, 170 quid for 3 video recorders, which I've paid 35 quid for. About 35 quid. So by the time you took all your fees and everything off that, I should be easy clearing 100 quid profit for 3 video recorders there. So again, none of those are listed at the moment. Apart from the black one, I might actually get this one on tonight, the Sony I got on Gumtree. Yeah, see if we can kind of get that one sold, which would be good, because that would then cover the cost of the other 2 in the first place, and the remote control replacements I need to purchase. So yeah, we'll then be looking at those previous 2 silver ones as pure profit, if you like. So yeah, we'll be interested in seeing how we get on with those sort of sales on there. Next on my list, actually, I know what's coming up on my list next. We'll be talking about coffee. I'll have a quick coffee break. Is a coffee machine. It just looked really different, this one. This is, again, all these, or apart from the Sony black VHS there, the other 2 video recorders are ones I got from Keys Auction. The black one was what I got from a Gumtree, but this coffee machine I did actually pick up from Keys Auction as well. When I saw it, yeah, in the listings, it was just something I favoured at the time. It looked pretty funky, pretty commercial, which I thought commercial stuff should do quite well. It's a Buffalo electric coffee maker, and because I looked you know, to see what Keys had on their auction the night before the actual auction went live, which is a Tuesday, so I was on it Monday evening, just having a look through, see what they had in their sales. I was able to favourite a couple of the items on there after I'd done a bit of research. Now, the Buffalo coffee maker, I couldn't find this particular model. Some of you might go already or know Buffalo. I didn't. I'd never heard of the brand before. It just looked a cool coffee machine. Thought maybe something that not a lot of people would be interested in at an auction. So thought I might be able to get that, you know, on the cheap side. So yeah, I stuck that into my favourite list. Obviously logged in Tuesday morning for the auction, first thing, 10 o'clock, I think it started, 11 o'clock for the particular items I was interested in. But yeah, I picked this little bad boy up, which I'll now get out of my special box over here. Sorry for any clatters and clangs. It's a reasonably big item. Not too heavy though. See that? So I think initially I thought the sticker hair had peeled off, but it's not. I don't know whether you can see it on there. It's like a buffalo head. Pretty cool. But yeah, like I say, I saw that. It just flanked up a little bit of interest kind of thing. So I thought it needs a good cleaner dust. I don't know whether you can see that on there. So it's pretty grimy. But yeah, it needs a good old stainless steel polish. Other than that, everything else is good on it. No massive dents or anything like that. Just needs a good stainless steel polish. And that'll look good as new. So you've got the switches on here for the main, lift that up. You've got switches on here for your main coffee warmer. So you load it in the top here, your water, hit your switch, literally within seconds it was firing up and dribbling the water out at the bottom with the dispenser here. I have got some pots which I'll show you in a sec. And then the other switch is for the warming plates, which is this disc part here, and where you can see on top there's another warming plate. So yeah, I've got two metal coffee pots, if you like, that will go with that, and a glass coffee pot as well, which you pour into. Obviously you can keep the others warm, but it's quite a commercial item, so great for a cafe or something like that. When I've done a bit of research online, these were coming out at, well, newer models, bearing in mind, at 200 quid. So for £200, it was, yeah, something that seemed quite a high value item. So yeah, I stuck that into my favourites, and I'll just put it down. It's just quite heavy, or bulky I should say. These are the two pots that come with it. So I'd say they're the ones that you use to keep warm, or coffee warm. And then we've got the glass one here. So this is one I'd imagine it just dispenses into, and then you, once you've made your fresh coffee into this one, you pour it into your silver ones, and you can keep them on the warming plates, so you've always got fresh coffee. Again, always a risk, isn't it, when you buy them from an auction, whether it is actually going to work. Thankfully, plugged it in, like I said, firing up straight away. Boiling water was coming out, drained into my pot here, so I was dead chuffed. Obviously, I'll give it a good clean up, complete descale, make sure it's all hygienically clean. After all, we run a cleaning business. So yeah, gonna make sure that's all proper spanking good new to go out. And I know you probably want to know how much we paid for it. I got that for £10 for that coffee machine. So yeah, kind of quite pleased with that one. Retailing, like I say, around about the 200-ish new. Obviously I know I'm not going to get that, but for something of a similar model, they were going for about 130 on eBay. Again, for, you know, a slightly older model, so I'll be aiming for around about that price, for about £130. So fees, what, 10-15% if you're going to put a bit of sponsorship or sponsor listing as well on that, and then postage probably about £6-9 or something like that for DPD. So you should be able to clear maybe about 100 quid profit on that. So yeah, a bit different, not something I've ever come across before. Buffalo, that's the brand of coffee machine, not listed yet because I need to get it all cleaned and what have you. Again, it might be worth then getting a video of that one actually working in the kitchen, just to tempt some buyers or any coffee lovers out there with how good this machine is. But yeah, I hope I can clear about 100 quid, you know, profit on that one if I can get like 130 touch for it. So yeah, a bit of a result on that one. Also, what else did we get? got a few books because that's what I do, few media items. I mean, they went for like £3 a box, but there's just some vintagey looking ones in there. So something else I'm looking to do, sort of bundle vintage books for like interior decor and stuff like that together. We've been doing our book collection alongside our clearance now for about a year. So yeah, it's something that we do, something I get a lot of, and something I am interested in, but it can be a bit hit and miss with media. You know, you can get a box of duds, or another time you can get maybe one book in there that's worth 50 quid that you've paid £4 for the whole box for. So yeah, that's something I'm still playing and learning the ropes, if you like, on that. But that's how I kind of started off, was with book collections, which then rolled into this. So yeah, we'll leave them out. I won't bore you or show you the actual books that I've got. Some far more interesting things on here. Nick, again, big shout to you, because you're the one who's put me onto things like board games, and maybe not being so afraid to buy them if they're not complete, especially if you can get them at a right price, because you can sell the pieces, split them, and yeah, you know, pretty much gets to at least twice as much what you paid for it. So this particular lot, make sure we get this in the right order. Let's start with a Doctor Who ones. Yeah, so these particular Doctor Who, well, it's like a couple of Doctor Who games. My eldest son, probably hate me for saying this, but a few years back was heavily into it. So was my missus with David Tennant. He claims he was the best Doctor ever. Sorry, Claire. We're just trying to find these. I've actually listed them on eBay yet. Here's trouble this, isn't it? You kind of forget what you've actually put on. Well, that's going to be another job then. Let me have a look. Again, this is something that I've only learned in the last kind of couple of weeks as well. Was again, Nick. I keep bringing up Nick a lot. I'm just now logging into my Amazon here account, because mainly I was putting all my books and everything through the Amazon account. And then when Nick brought up about board games, oh, I know. So I'm putting DR Who. If I put Doctor, DOCTOR, yeah, well, funny enough, actually I haven't still got them on eBay. So, but like I say, Nick brought up that you could put board games, sell board games on Amazon. You know, a lot of things, again, I won't go into that, but with Amazon you can be restricted on quite a lot of items that you can list on Amazon. Books tend to be okay, even though the odd book I scan, you have to ask or get approval, which sounds a lot, but yeah, if you just follow the thing through. And one mistake I've made for about 6 months was I was scanning mainly books through my app on my phone for Amazon, and then listing them that way through on the Amazon sellers app. But on the odd occasion it would come up that you needed a request approval. So I click the button, request approval. It would then say immediately after, you've been accepted. Great. When to list it, you need to request approval. I was like, okay, well, I've just done that. So done it again. When to list it, you need to request approval. And I just kept going round in circles kind of thing. And I was like, why is this, you know, you've let me approve it. Do I need to wait a week for this to, you know, for Amazon to catch up that I'm being approved? So I'd done that. I waited some time, tried approval again, and it just kept coming up. And I kind of lost the plot with it. I was like, right, I'll put them books aside. I won't list them. So that put me off for quite a while. And then just one day, I had a bit of a brainwave. I jumped onto my laptop and done it through the browser version. Okay. And when I'd done it through the browser version and requested approval, I was then immediately able to list that item. So whether it's a bit of a glitch or whether it's just my phone, which isn't an old phone by no means, but doing it through the browser or requesting approval through a browser worked. If you have to upload documents, like to say that you've bought these on a wholesale, for example, that's a whole different ball game. I haven't got that far with Amazon yet. But if it's just the request an approval, where you click a button and they accept you, and it's not working through your phone app, do it through your laptop or computer browser, and it should work. So yeah, that was what put me off trying anything else like DVDs, CDs, board games, because I thought I was going to hit that problem. Anyway, back on track. Doctor Who board game. Here we go. This is one of the items I picked up on eBay. One of the items I picked up from Key's auction, as a lot. And again, Doctor Who being a good brand. A bit of a risk again, I suppose, because was it going to be complete? Was the box going to be crushed? Because this was online, so you can't exactly examine everything on it, so it was a bit of a risk. But for the prices that they were going for, it was worth a gamble. And again, I thought I could maybe just sell parts from it if it wasn't working, as long as if it wasn't complete. That's if I could get the right price, that is. So this is Doctor Who and the Dalek game. So it's not new or sealed by no means, but there we go. All the gubbins are in there. So it was a complete set with instructions. Lot number on there still. Ta-da! So that was one of the games. I'll tell you how much I got these for. And then this was the next one that I then got as well, which is Doctor Who, the interactive electronic board game. So these both came in the same lot, 127. Alright. So again, a bit of a risk of whether everything was in there. Try not to empty the cards everywhere. There we go. Really nice condition. So instruction manual, CD, every single card is there. The little Doctor Who TARDIS was in there. Board itself is good condition. I won't get that out. So yeah, a little result there. So Lady Luck was on my side that day. Same auction I picked the videos up from, obviously. So this little set of Doctor Who board games I got for a £5. It's £2.50 a box. I know you might be able to pick this up from a boot sale, which you guys know isn't really on, or they're few and far between this time of year, unless it's a park and ride, for example. So I've got those two board games. For £5 repair. Again, about £1 fees or something like that on top of that, so about £6 I paid for them in total. So yeah, got home, had a look on eBay. Currently mine's still the lowest price. So for the Doctor Who, Doctor Who electronic game, and they got this listed on Amazon, and now I've realised I haven't got this actually advertised on eBay as well, but I'll put that one, or that is on Amazon now at £17.99. Just seeing that the lowest price is now £15.99. I might just have to adjust the price on that again to keep up. It's the trouble with Amazon, you find that there's a lot of competition, but £15.99, £2.50, or £3, let's just say, with the fees each one. So £3, it's not going to cost me much more than a £5 to post it, I suppose, or less than a £5 to post it. So yeah, you know, that's what, maybe 10 a profit, £10 profit on one game alone. The Doctor Who and the Dalek Spiromatic, or Spinomatic even, that's up for £14.99, and then the lowest price is about £14, so I'll probably adjust that down, knock £1 off it again, so I come the lowest price on that. But yeah, probably make about a £5 on that one. So all in all, 13, 14 something, I suppose, by the time the fees and everything come off, that will be profit. So yeah, not huge amounts of profit, but every day you get these little sales come through where you're making £10 here, £20 there, £30 on that item. It all adds up to a day's wage, so to speak. So, and that's damn fun. So that was one book set, game set that I got. Also picked up these as well. They're quite cool. There we are. Beg your pardon. Let me just get on to the other board games. I got a bit too ahead of myself there. So this is another pretty good lot, actually. The Scrabble game out of this, because the boys have took that upstairs. We've got a Boulder Dash, and we got another board game, The Labyrinth, as well. These two were £4. I got them for the feeds on top, £1, so they basically cost me a £5. Now this Labyrinth game, again not got round to post or listing it online by Ravensburg, is actually about a £20 board game. So pleased with that little pickup. And Boulder Dash here, I also got as a lot for 2 for a £5 kind of thing. This one's about £10, I think this one's coming out at as well. So of course you've got your fees coming off it again, but £30, around about £30 for those sort of 2 board games, which is around about what the Doctor Who ones were. Again, about the same postage, same fees. You're going to make 10-15 quid out of these 2 sets here, or 10-13 ish sort of touch for these 2 board games once your fees are gone. So yeah, interesting little pickup. Both complete again. Lady Luck was shining on me that day still. So with them 2 sets, you could be looking at anywhere between, yeah, say 25 quid for those 2 lots. We've done that one already. This one was another set we got for £5, and there was another Scrabble, like I say, board game, which came with this lot. So we've got a Scrabble turntable tournament, or board game here, which I'm not making huge amounts of money for, but 5-7 quid or something like that online. Probably about £8 for the other Scrabble set as well. If it was complete, it was missing one. This is a vintage one, so I think it's around about 1960s, 1950s Scrabble, but that had the wooden tile racks in it, and one of them was missing, which is a bit annoying. But the boys happen to have another one spare in their bedroom, so might just split that down into parts for that one. So not too worried, because this one was included in that £5 sale. So this one was a £5 lot. £1.32 costs that went on top of that, or fees, so about £6, £6.32 it owes me for Articulate, Scrabble, and one vintage yet incomplete Scrabble set kind of thing. But this Articulate game, well, you can see it, look, sealed. So dead chuffed with that little pickup. Shame I didn't get it a few weeks before Christmas, I suppose, because this one would have probably flew out a bit quicker. Not got it online yet, but for a new one, I'm looking around about £20 on Amazon for this board game alone. So I might be able to undercut everyone because I got it so cheap in the first place. And with the other games, I can make profit on them. So you're probably looking at about 30 quid for this, and then the other vintage Scrabble game as well, which I'll probably just break down into parts, like sell the tiles and stuff separately. So you know, 3 lots, around about 30 quid each bundle, if you like, minus fees. So you're probably looking around 60, sort of £60 touch, 50-60 quid kind of thing that I'll end up from yeah, selling all those. So we'll see how we get on. And maybe just last but not least, these two little bad boys as well. Just stuck out on a picture. Does whatever a spider can. Look at them. An original Spider-Man itsy bitsy in a box. And then another one unboxed. So again, I've done my research. I kind of clicked this on a favourites when I come across this on the sales list Monday night on the auction. Done a bit of research when I was going to bed, as you do, and basically found this one that sold on eBay, boxed 54. I'll say 54 was a best offer accepted. So this actually sold for £54 online on its own in a box. Slightly tatty in a corner, I know, but then so was the one that was sold on eBay. It's been a bit sort of crumpled, sort of old new stock kind of thing. And then these ones are selling for around about £20–25 unboxed. So combined, you may be looking around 75 quid, 60 quid maybe, if you're taking the best offer sort of thing on it again, and your fees and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know, anywhere 40, mid 50s or something for the pair of these combined sold, postage and fees taken off too. So they sell quite well. They look like they're, you know, sort of, I wouldn't say vintage, but that sort of Y2K kind of era. With a certain age group maybe wanting to collect them just to reminisce over. But I bought those two for £8. £8 for the pair, so they're both in the same lot. £2.11 postage, so they owe me a tenner kind of thing. So yeah, I'm hoping I can clear around about 50 quid, let's just say, after all the fees. So 75 selling mark I'm aiming for. Obviously sell them as two separate things. 50 for the first one, 25 for the next one. Take off your tenner, 65 quid. £5 each for posting, and maybe a tenner in sort of fees combined sort of thing. So I'm hoping, yeah, about 45–50 quid touch for the two of them. That would be pure profit with the fees taken off. So dead happy with that one. And then just last but not least, I'm going to have to get this one for you and just quickly pause the video here in a second, because it's just upstairs in the bedroom at the moment, so it's a bit cumbersome to bring down, but yeah, hopefully this will be a nice little one as well. So be right back. Alright, hi guys, magic of internet, I'm back again. Yeah, two more items I just wanted to show you from Keys, because we're approaching, well, a little bit shorter than the last video. So yeah, I hope I'm providing you value and everything here, with some content and things that you can keep your eyes peeled for. But yeah, I just want to show you the last two items I got from Keys auction in Elsham. So yeah, we'll get them. So quite big bulky items, and in some sense my partner had actually kidnapped them already, Claire. You will see Claire in up and coming videos. She's a little bit camera shy. I am too. It's a big step for me putting myself on here as well. But yeah, last two items, I promise. And then we got maybe another video coming up as well next on a house clearance that we've done in Reetham as well. But yeah, last two items from Keys that we picked up. Swing the chair around. Ta-da! Can you guess what it is yet? Actually, I'm not sure if that's politically correct to use his imitation anymore. But yeah, if you haven't guessed what it is already, it's a Lloyd Loom bedside cabinet with glass top, nice brass corner fixings here as well, to hold the glass top into place. My partner actually made me date myself when I bought this, because I'd say paid over the odds for it. I paid £20 plus a fee or a bit of fees on it, so just a touch over 20 quid. I'm trying to think where the label is for it now, where I dropped the glass top. There we go. Lusty Loom, Lusty Lloyd Loom. So it's a nice gold woven bedside cabinet. Appreciate there's a lot of imitations or reproductions, I should say, of these. Yes, look very nice condition from the images we saw on the sale price or the sale room listing. And I thought, as they've advertised it as a Lloyd loom, it would be a bit naughty if it wasn't. So I bid up on it with the intention of selling it on, but at the same time, because it was quite a nice piece and my partner wasn't keeping an eye on me at the time, Claire. When I was doing the auctions, it's something she came down in the morning and found I spent a little bit more than I thought. But it's been a good week on eBay, so it's just plowing the profits back into more items to flip and resell. Excuse me, I'm out of breath. Had to run upstairs and get that, clear the cabinet. She's going to go nuts when she come home, so need to wrap this video up soon before she finds out. So yeah, picked that up. That was more towards the end of the auction, so this was the second from last item, so I was getting a bit trigger happy on the mouse really with my bidding, so something you got to maybe just keep a bit of control of. I paid £20 for that Lloyd loom cabinet, then a £5 in fees. So looking on eBay, you can get some not so nice looking ones for about the 30-40 quid touch from eBay, but these are sort of more rickety white ones that were quite faded, and yeah, they just looked a bit shabby, I think is the best way to say it. This was really nice condition, genuine Lloyd loom, lusty bedside cabinet. I thought it'd look quite well even a modern day house today, so I bought it with intention because I know my partner does actually like Lloyd loom stuff. So if for some reason we got stuck with it, it would actually fit into our bedroom quite well, which thankfully for knowing her 25 years I was alright on that. And so she's actually nabbed it in the bedroom, you know, for the last sort of week is where it's now lived. But you know, eBay and Etsy are two different things. I don't know whether you guys have found that. Even though eBay, I've sold maybe 200 items now in the last 4 months through eBay. I mean, alright, some of the things are a couple of quid, some on the 75, some 125. I've got lots of listings on there still, 250 I think listings currently on eBay still now. Not including these items that I said I haven't listed already. Excuse me, the boys have just come home. Hi boys, just, yeah, on a video. So yeah, with the bedside cabinet, we picked that up for 25 quid, so you know, yet to list it, but on eBay they're going for around about say the 30 quids for shabby ones. On Etsy you're looking anywhere between 120 to 160 pounds. It's something I highly recommend is looking out on Etsy for certain items. I appreciate that some people already buy things from eBay and then flip them for profit on Etsy. For some reason you can get an awful lot more or bang for your buck, let's say, on Etsy. So that's probably where this will go. I think it's a nice designer piece, something that would fit in a modern home, yet vintage. So yeah, I'm hoping that I can get a bigger premium on Etsy for that. So it's not really something I'm too fussed, like I say, selling quickly, because it's a usable, nice object in our bedroom. So we'll hang on to it, put a high price tag on it and see what happens. So I'm sure we can make some money from that one. And last but not least, because the boys are home, like I say, is a margin or a lamp on tripod base. Again, that was the last item, had my eye on that. It looked quite funky, a bit, how can we say it, sort of, you know, that sort of interior decor kind of thing. Doesn't look right maybe in my room of junk at the moment, but in the right setting it would look, yeah, quite a tasty object. So it's yeah, a lamp on a tripod base, which is here. There we go, this is the tripod lamp that I was talking about. It's 3 legs, wooden legs, with like cute little leather straps around it. Again, it's all pat tested, telescopic tripod legs. It did have a whack and great bulb in it, so let's take this awful little replacement, because unfortunately this one didn't work. But we're lucky enough that we've got a really good bulb shop down the road from us. So for about £7 I can replace that. Cool, hate it, like it. I paid 30 for it. So I think I paid a bit more over the top, but it does actually look quite well in our bedroom. Again, it's not in the right setting here, but in some sort of studio, interior designer, it just needs a bit of a polishing up, and just a couple of these popped out when the mechanics come in quite well for things like yeah, just certain little dinks and what have you. But I think just a bit of wax on these legs, nice polish up on here, and like, yeah, I don't want to put it on now with that bulb, but it does look really nice when it's all lit up in a nice sort of blue, dark blue bedroom, and make sort of really accentuate these legs. So yeah, I think I might have paid a bit more for it, but I reckon maybe with, you know, with it sitting in my bedroom and being used as an object while it's up for sale as well, I'm hoping I can push for about 75 on this. I think when I first saw it, I thought I could maybe get a bit more for it, but it's all adjustable. Got telescopic legs, like I say, so you can just raise it up, raise it down, or lower it down. Got nice little leather straps on here, which maybe you can't pick up. I just feel with a little bit of TLC, I can get this lamp up for sale, which would look quite nice in certain studios. So yeah, I've seen similar items sold for around about 75 to even 120. So we'll see how we get on, and maybe I can shine some light on it when it sells. Right, yeah. So now we'll see how we get on with that one. So that's it. 144 quid spent on a lamp, a Lloyd loom, bedside cabinet, about 9 board games I think in total. So a quick recap. 2 lots of video recorders, or 1 video recorder and 1 DVD player video recorder. The Buffalo electric coffee machine. So, oh, and then obviously the Itsy Bitsy Spider-Man too. So I had a bit of a count up. I think I should be aiming anywhere between, well, let's say about 500 quid. So around about 500 quid, give or take 75 quid. You know, we could even get to, like I say, sort of 575 for the lot, could be 425 for the lot. Bit of fees and what have you to come off that as well, bit of postage, but I'm sure I can walk away with what, 300-400 quid from selling all this lot, maybe, with all the fees, all the postage and everything to sort of come off this as well. So, and there's a couple of nice little items there which I honestly don't mind, or we don't mind keeping for our own home. Like I say, the cabinet and this lovely little tripod stand, which would look, yeah, sort of nice in the bedroom. It's quite a nice mood light and very warm sort of looking lamp. So yeah, we'll see how we get on. None of these items are listed yet, apart from the 2 Doctor Who board games, I suppose, tell a lie. Obviously got a Buffalo coffee maker, which could make in excess of £100, 130 quid that should sell for, which would pretty much cover everything I bought. So yeah, we should do alright. Oh, well, there was 3 boxes of books, so I've got 1, 2, 3 boxes of books as well, which I probably paid 15 quid for three boxes of books. And again, I won't bore you with them, but there were a couple of sort of little gems, if you like, in that as well. So I personally think I can make £50 to £75 with a few of these books that are in those lots as well. So which, yeah, were included, if you like, in that sort of total price there. So we'll see how we get on. Obviously, as time goes by and we sell a few of these items, I'll post them up online to let you guys know how we got on, what each item sold for, and fees, postage and stuff like that, so you can learn a bit from me like I have from everyone else. Like I say, about to wrap up the video again, so I've got to pick up the missus in a bit. The boys are home, so dishwasher load number 2 needs to be done. Quick cup of coffee and fly across the city to pick my partner up, who's been hard at work cleaning for the last few hours. So yeah, need to try and get this house back to some sort of shape. I would love to give you a tour, but I'm really sort of running out of time at the moment, and I'm falling over things, so I really need to get this stuff yeah, cleared up before she comes home. And yeah, she won't complain, but I like to keep her happy. Alright, so love to all. Thank you again to Sel and Dan, Nick and Andrea, Brum Reseller, Cookie and the Haydens, and Gold State Picker as well. You guys have been so valuable to me over the last few months on, you know, learning my trade better than I already knew. So look forward to getting a few more auction videos, clearance video, which I'll probably get up tomorrow, because we went out to Reefham 3 days ago and picked up, well, it's initially a book collection, so we're stuffed full in a back room through there with books. The cupboard is full. You can't see down here as well, there's about 8 boxes full of books. Underneath the sofa is full of books. We're stuffed. I can't take any more stuff on at the moment. We are just literally jammed with things. But in that video there'll be garden furniture that we've picked up, Polly Pockets, vintage Polly Pockets, which are really interesting as well, and so many other really cool, interesting bits that will flip for profit and let you guys know how they got on in future videos. But we'll just show you the items that we've got, our hauls, let's call them. So yeah, hopefully you can maybe you can give us a bit of advice or comments on them. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe, because we'll do a few more videos obviously over the next coming weeks. We'll keep them coming out. We'll really churn these videos out now. I'm on a mission. Really appreciate you guys supporting me. Any comments, drop them down below, and I'll see if I can help out. And don't forget to check our eBay, Etsy and Amazon stores as well. So that'd be really great if you can, yeah, support them, share them around as well. We love doing what we're doing, flipping, reselling, helping charity, and obviously helping our customers out too. Couldn't do it without you. So thanks again. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. See you soon. Bye.